I mean, one of the things that I think struck us in the early stages of developing the venture is that while some of the actual sort of categories of information that we were filling into the business plan were not ones that we were typically, you know, feeding into all of our grants, there is a sort of entrepreneurial core to youth radio, and I think, you know, that's sort of a credit to people who came long before me and who recognized a market for youth perspectives on every issue for adult listeners. And there was a time that the idea that anybody who's listening to Morning Edition is going to want to hear from a teenager in, you know, the East Bay, that was sort of a very radical concept. And I think youth radio that has a kind of core entrepreneurial kind of vision that probably has set us up to take some of those same principles that were in place from straight out of the gates in this new startup phase that we're in. So an organization that's going to be launching a social venture specifically around media or young people has to have a structure for young people playing a strong leadership role in envisioning and executing the venture. Because I think if it's always about adults sort of trying to figure out what young people will want or pass off content as youth generated when really it's the adults doing it, or, you know, use business models that are antiquated because they're not in step with the way young people are actually consuming and producing, it won't be successful. So I think I would look for evidence within the organization that young people are both moving up through the organization and taking on leadership responsibilities, and also at the table as those products and services are being envisioned and carried out. And then I think obviously really reinforces the idea that Henry Jenkins talks about, the participation gap, that there really is a participation gap in digital media. And so I think, you know, we've had to do a whole lot of training with young people, you know, who get talked about, I think, in very glib ways that, oh, they know all this stuff already, or they're already doing it, we just have to follow them. And it's really not true, you know. So we've had trainings on how to use Dig, how to use Facebook, how to use Twitter, how to use Drupal, which is our open source platform for our website, how to bring our website up to speed. I mean, that was a tremendous challenge, is radically transforming our website so that it actually was in step with the industry and with the venture.